Right, welcome back everyone. Back over here again, doing a bit more. So off camera I've been doing a little bit more work. I've been scraping off all the undersill from under the wheel arches, which has actually revealed a couple of tiny bit more of rust, so we're going to have to deal with that. Yeah, so I'll show you where it is and what we're going to do. Right, so as I was just saying, I've stripped off all the undersill from underneath the front and rear wings. So note to myself is like, I should have done this when the wings was off, but I wasn't going to do it. But I'm glad I did, because under the big thick coat of undersill I found that. So we'll drill that out in a minute and have a look and see what's under there. It's a bit of a strange one. There's also some rivets here as well, so I'm going to have a look inside just to see what that's all about. There might be nothing, but yeah, I've also, where I've stripped out under the back, most of it's all good. This side's had a new inner outer wing, but there's a tiny hole down there, so we'll weld that up. And there's a couple of holes there which I think were just, I don't know, maybe mud flaps or something at some point. So we'll weld them out as well. These welds aren't the best, but they don't look, they look strong enough, so we'll probably just run a flap disc over them and seam seal it. And that'd be a good one. This side, is there anything in? Oh yeah, there is a bit in here actually. So you've got the same again, couple of little holes down there. And at the front here, there's a horribly welded in patch, which should go around and be attached to the outer skin. So we're going to have to cut that out and do that properly. And this side's all stripped, which on the hole not too bad, but once again another little hole up there. So what I'll probably do is just run a step drill bit through there, open it out, and weld a little hole up. There's also a bit there, which I don't know how I missed that bit, but there we go, we'll sort that out as well. But yeah, on the whole they're pretty good though, so jobs are good. Once again, the welding on this isn't the best, not me, but it's solid, so that's the main thing. Right, yeah, so let's go back over the other side and have a look and see what's behind that little riveted on panel. Right, let's get this out and have a look. Oh, now I've got that. I just caught the end of the rivet, got stuck on the end of the bit. I really don't understand why I did this. Lack of knowledge and skills, I guess. Oh, look at that. Well, I wasn't expecting that. I still don't think even that's going to be big enough. I think I might have to cut this out and weld a bigger piece in, I think. I was hoping I could just drill out whatever was there and do that, but no, I think we cut down there, cut a nice square out. That's annoying. Never mind, move on. Right, yeah, so I've cut that out, and as suspected, there's a hole there which had a plate riveted over it, bit of aluminium. I should have noticed that the other day when I stripped out the inside, but it was quite dark in there, in my defence. But still, we'll get it sorted. Every bit I do is one bit less. And there's not much more. There can't be much more. Now everything's stripped off, at least I can see everything, so we should be all good. I'm not going to film the bit inside though, because there's not a lot of room in there. I can only just about get in there, let alone trying to get a camera in there as well. Alright, cool. So get that cut and welded. Get this bit cut. Well, make a bit for that, weld that. I've got all that lot cut out now. I ended up going a bit more extreme than what I was planning on. But this lip here had almost disintegrated as well, so we decided that we needed to get rid of that as well. So I've made these two bits here, which are all in weld through primer now. So I need to weld that little bit in there first, followed by that bit inside. I don't know if you'll be able to see in there or not, but yeah, a tiny little hole, soon grew, but at least we got rid of all the rot then. I did cut down a bit too far over there, but we can weld that up anyway, it's no problem. Right, yeah, so more welding, brilliant. Right, so before I start the welding on the front piece, I'm going to get this back part all cut out and get the plates made for this as well, and then I can just crack on and do all of the welding then, because to be honest, most of the time takes in fabricating the panels. So yeah, I'm going to get on and cut this out and see what's behind this and what I need to cut out and what can stay, and yeah, just make a neater job of it really. Right, so I didn't film cutting all of that out as it's difficult to get the camera in there on the back piece, and it's probably not very interesting. So we've cut this piece now, and that's all ready to go in there. This bit down here isn't actually as bad as what I thought, so we can actually get away with just running a bead down here when we weld it. So yeah, that's going to look a lot neater. Oh, what a mare that was to cut out as well. I think it had been welded on. The patch that had been welded on when the quarter was off of it, because it had been welded from the inside, which made it really awkward to cut out. Still, I got there. Now we got that. I know there's a seam down there, but we're not going to worry about that. How far do we want to go? It'd be good, it'd be strong, and it'll look neater. Alright. I'm going to start back at the front and weld the front up first. that's that bit welded in there now too. I just need to run the flat grinder over that and then give it a coat of red oxide and run the flap over that as well, which is the inside of a previous repair. But yeah, we get that cleaned up, job's a good one. Move on to the next bit. Right, I got a bit carried away with myself then, so I've welded up these holes here, ground them flat. There's only a couple of little holes and a tiny little hole there, so that's done. Ground that down, and over this side I've tacked that piece on there, ready to go in. So that'll work down that edge nicely now. It'll look much neater. And I've welded up these holes, but obviously I haven't ground them down yet. So yeah, I'll film, like I'll carry on welding this bit, but I'll film the rest of that bit. Might be mildly interesting. You never know. Right, so not the most expert bit of welding I've ever done, but it was really awkward getting in there. It'd be handy if I was left-handed, but being right-handed is like trying to get in at a funny angle. But yeah, it's all tied in now anyway. Once that's all cleaned up, that'd be good enough. It's loads better and loads neater and loads stronger than what it was before, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, good job done. Right, so I'm going to clean all that lot up and then chuck a coat of red oxide over this lot. I've got one tiny little hole to weld at the front, but I don't know whether I'll bother to film that. Nah, I don't think I'll bother. Right, cool. Alright, so that's that last little bit welded up in there. It's not ideal, but and a little piece in there as well, just to tidy it all up. So yeah, I think that's as far as I'm going to go with the welding now. I'm pretty sure that that's going to be it. I hope. But yeah, right. Trying to get the red oxide out and give it all a coat of paint under all of these wheel arches. We're getting there slowly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to coat them all in red oxide like I said, and then probably not today but next week then I've still got some of this Gravitech stuff left. I've got about 2.5 of these left, so I'll give it a coat of that, and then I've got some green enamel, the same paint code as the car's going to be. I'm just going to brush that under there. How long it'll last like that I don't know, but it should look tidy anyway. Right, let's get this red oxide out. Right, so this ain't going to be the most exciting, but I'll stick it on a time lapse and might be of interest, or it might not. I'll have a bit more light. Got a cheap nasty paintbrush. So yeah, let's just get this coated up. This paint's still left over from when I did the Rover, so it's all good. Need to like get some seam seal around this once it's dried off enough, around a few bits. I've done all 4 arches now. If it focuses, all looks nice and tidy. We've got plenty right up in there, right around the inside of the lip of the wheel arch. So I need to seam seal all of that bit there as well. And the same this side, even though it hasn't been changed. But yeah, it's all come up pretty good. That patch in there looks much neater now than what that thing that was in there before did. So, oh yeah, and I did do that piece in there. Just put another bit of red oxide over that. So I think we're definitely done with the welding. Alright, you can see that's still glossy, but that's still wet, but because I've literally just finished it. But yeah, it's come out good. At least I know what's under there now. So yeah, job's a good one. Alright, so I did go a bit further than what I was going to go today, and I've managed to get this stone chip on there. So yeah, I've done all 4. Show you again. See there. Obviously it dries dull anyway. I've got a little bit on the body, but I did mask it all up, but I'm not too fussed because I've got a... Ah, look, I scraped it there, look. Just have to stick a bit more on there now, quick, before I clean the gun out. Yeah, it's gone on pretty nice. So now my only dilemma is, do I paint it green or not? Let me know what you think in the comments. Right, I'm going to call that it for today anyway. So, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all again next time. Cheers, bye.